Hi everyone, so welcome. Usually my channel is all vlogs, but today I decided to sit down since I have some free time and make a video for you guys. This is gonna be a bit of a opinion rant, I guess you can say that it is that, because I have opinions and I'm not sorry about it. So what I'm gonna be talking about today is the recent Twitter drama in Singapore. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was like all over my feed, and I just have a few feelings about it. I just need to express them because I cannot fully express them in tweets. So I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna say it. I wrote them down a little bit on my phone here. Can you see? Never mind. Kinda is okay. Okay, let me give you a bit of backstory. Okay, basically this random person, okay, he posted this tweet. He took a photo of a child, like literally a primary school kid. First of all, it's like literally illegal to take photos of people without their permission, and I know that many people have broken this law already, probably including myself. But he posted this on Twitter. Okay, he posted a picture of this. I think he's an Indian kid, and then he captioned it. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. He said the N word, and then he was okay. Let me try and find that photo. He said, "N word. Be ready to call the entire squad on you if you touch him." And a picture of this kid. He's just minding his own business, and it's like, why do you have to do that? It's so not necessary. So obviously, because that word has very bad history behind it, people now as well in other parts of the world, black people especially, they still face intense discrimination with this word used against them, to try and hurt their feelings, trying to remind them of bad things that their people went through. And obviously it's just not nice. Like, why would you be totally chill with people just saying that about you? Obviously, basically after that, what happened is that people tried to talk to this guy. The person who posted the tweet, they tried to talk to him about it. They are like, you really shouldn't say that. It's not very nice. And it doesn't matter if it was a joke, because if you cannot make jokes without saying these kinds of words, like, your sense of humor must be pretty shitty. And he flat out refused to at least try and understand why people were upset. He was just like, "Oh, you guys are so butthurt. You're so sensitive nowadays. It's just a joke." I'm like, boy, if you freaking don't, I swear, because it's like, okay, yeah, fine, it may be a joke. You may think of it as a joke, but obviously, if there's a lot of people who are telling you like it's not funny, you should at least try and listen to them. If you disagree, that's fine, but you straight out like mock them when all they're trying to do is trying to educate you on why you shouldn't say this word because it's insensitive, and then you're just like, you're also butthurt, stop looking at my tweets. Like, what the it was horrible. And it took at least maybe like, I'm just guessing, maybe like 30-40 people telling him like, please take it down. This word was rooted in racism. So whether or not you intended it to be used that way, it still has that kind of connotation. Like, people are still being affected by it to this day, and it's 2017. It was infuriating. It was so frustrating because he just didn't want to admit that he was wrong at all. He thought that he did nothing wrong, and I'm just like, wow, okay. The only time he apologized and deleted the tweet was when people started giving out his information, which is his full name, his student ID, his school, his course, and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't condone it. If somebody has to release your personal information, to email your school and tell them that your student is a piece of shit, like, why must you be so stubborn? I just don't get it. It's like, it didn't have to escalate this way, and you dug the grave for yourself. And even when he apologized, he's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean any offense, blah blah blah. And then one of his supporters, one of his friends was like, you didn't do anything wrong, why are you apologizing? And he said, I quote, to get it over with. And I'm like, Okay, this brings me to something else. If you don't feel sorry about something, don't apologize for it. Okay? Like, at this point, everybody already knew that he was a racist bastard. Everybody already knew. You made it so public, you weren't even ashamed of it. Okay. People already knew that you didn't feel sorry about it. So, by apologizing that way, it just shows how insincere and how much you didn't learn. It just reflects even worse on you, isn't it? If you don't feel bad about it, then don't apologize. We don't need your half-ass apology. We just wanted you to learn why it's not okay for you to say that word. But if you didn't learn anything, and if you don't feel like you are sorry, then just shut up. And what's more, after that, this is the best part. He tweeted a photo that he took with an Indian guy. For those who think I'm racist, lamau. You know that meme? Then Oprah's just like, that's literally how I felt. You can be racist and have Indian friends. You can still hold negative stereotypes about them but like them individually. I cannot stress how many times people have said this argument that, oh, I have this black friend, so I'm not racist. I'm like, yes, you still can be racist to your friend. Like, you can say, oh, black people, like, they all don't have fathers. You can still think that, but have a friend who's black. There's no correlation. There's like no link. There's no link. And by all definitions, right, he does have the right to be this way. He does have the right to say these things. Because, like, I don't believe in taking away his freedom of speech. Even though, yes, freedom of speech doesn't give you the liberty to be a jackass, but you still cannot deny that he has this basic right. He can say these kind of things, but whether or not it's right or wrong, in your perspective, is a different thing. I personally feel like what he did was wrong. It's like, you can have these thoughts and opinions. Like, oh, I can say the N-word, I don't care. You can. Okay? If that's your biggest problem, yeah, you can. But obviously, like-minded people, like your friends and all, will definitely agree with you and say, oh yeah, he's not doing anything wrong, he can totally say what he wants. And I'm like, okay, birds of a feather. It just shows you don't be friends with these kind of people, because they are obviously not willing to learn and not willing to, admit their faults. And that's the next part that I'm gonna talk about, okay? He wanted to come and say that, oh, as if y'all never say before. And for me personally, I would admit, like, straight up to everybody who's watching this, I have said that N-word before. I have. And you can't crucify me for it, because I said it when I didn't know that it was wrong. Because I thought, oh yeah, it's just a word. I hear it in songs, and it's like people say it, and it means like a friend, like in the Singaporean context, I don't really think that anybody means it in that, like, you're just, like, that kind of, like, that racist way. People say, like, hey, what's up, bro, that kind of thing, that kind of meaning, but I still don't think it's right, because it's not your word to reclaim. Black people do use it in that way to, like, address their friends. It's not your people who have suffered. What makes you think that you have the right to take back a word that's not yours? And yeah, I'll admit that I've said it before. Basically, a lot of people have. But when people tell me that it was wrong, I went back, I googled it, I read up about it, and I realized that I can't say these things because it hurts people. And that's the difference between me and you. If you are watching, you know it's you. You know who I'm talking about. There's a difference between people who learn after they've done something bad and people who don't. At least we try not to say things. I will also admit that after I decided to stop saying it, I have slipped up. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Humans all make mistakes. But I had some very eloquent tweets about this, so I'm gonna bring them out as receipts. Okay, I found the tweet. The tweet says, this is from me, eliminating problematic words from your daily vocabulary can be hard, but if you want to, because you know it's bad, you can do it. No excuses. And I really mean this from the bottom of my heart and from the top of my brain, because I have one, unlike you. And I also admitted afterwards here. Most people do, but at least I try and feel bad. It's the effort. And it's not as if I mean it in a bad way. And I said this as well. Everyone has been problematic, but the difference between us and you is that you are ignorant on purpose and can't see the error of your ways. I think that's the main problem that we have here. If he had just read the articles that people gave him and just, calm down, stop escalating it, stop making excuses for yourself, people who have been totally fine. Nobody would have tried to leak his information or try and like expose him, you know. Nobody would have tried to do that if he had just admitted that what he did was wrong. But the thing is that he still doesn't think that way. And I think it's very sad. It says a lot about you when you are not willing to accept correction from other people. It means that you have a huge ego problem and you need to contain it. Like a source has told me that people have told him about this before and he refuses to do anything about it. He refuses to change. So I think that's the saddest part about it. And I feel very sad for the people that defended you and try and play it down as a joke, because these kind of things are not a joke. You may think that we get butthurt so easily. We can take jokes. It's just that when a joke is based on something like that, it's not funny. We can laugh at so many other things. Like, I have like a whole fucking folder in my phone called memes. It has over 200 images. It has almost 300 images. These are the things that I laugh at. I laugh at things like this. Like, how could you not? And like, I laugh at things like this. This shit is fucking hilarious. And my humor doesn't have to revolve around sensitive topics like race and like gender. Especially if the jokes that I'm making are against these things. Like, we just want the world to be more inclusive. And if you're attacking those in your jokes, right, it just shows the kind of person that you are, and it's sad. I just feel very sad for you. I hope that one day he'll really be able to see that, you know, the way that he lives his life is, honestly, it's not ideal. It's not a good way to live your life, and I hope that he will learn that one day. But for now, I mean, we can't really do much, but we can just sit back and hope that people learn from what he's done and, you know, like, just stop it lah, seriously. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to Singaporeans and our education system because we take so much pride in it, and in the end it turns out people like you. I got it all, my system. I hardly ever rant. I don't really like to because it goes to some really deep places. But if you like this and you would like to see more of my videos, you can check out all my vlogs. I'll put a link to the playlist down below. It has around like almost 20 vlogs so far, and it will just continue to increase in quantity. And yeah, leave a comment on what you think about this situation. I mean, like, if you want to leave hate, you of course you can. It's just that I think you're so full of bullshit, so probably just don't. If you're trying to defend him, you can defend him somewhere else. I really don't give a fuck if you wanna. But I mean, if you guys agree with me, I would love to hear any additional talking points I should have included. But if not, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos. I promise, I swear that I'll try and post more this year. See you guys again soon. Bye!